Hi, so mates, welcome to Sew with Adeshola. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to cut this beautiful flare gown with built-up neckline and underbust corset. If this interests you, do well to watch to the end and do not forget to click on the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. To cut the upper part of this gown, I've gone ahead to mark my starting line, which is at 3 inches. Then from that starting line, you come down to your chest line, which is 8.5 for me, your bust point 10, 13 for the under bust, and 16.5 for the waistline. So go ahead and do that and extend the lines just like I'll be doing right here. And after we are done with that, come to the shoulder line, which is the starting line, and mark your shoulder to shoulder measurement divided by 4, and also do the same thing on your chest line. Then you come back to your shoulder line and mark 3 inches for the neck width and 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then you connect together just like this, and after which you're going to connect from the shoulder slope to the 7.5 you marked on your chest line. Then you want to proceed to divide what you have right there into 2 and mark the midpoint, okay? And after you mark the midpoint, go in by 0.5 inch at that point. Then you want to come to your chest line and mark your round bust divided by 4 and put the measurement right there. Then you want to connect just like this right into each other from the shoulder slope to the 0.5 inch and also down to the chest line, okay? And after that, I want to proceed to label my lines. Just go ahead and also do that. And because this is a princess dart bustier gown, we'll be taking our princess dart first. You want to come to your bust point and mark your nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is 4 for me. Then on the under bust, I will take 3.5 and also repeat the same thing on my waistline. Then I'll connect just like this. Go ahead and also do the same thing, okay? Then you want to come to your waistline like that and mark 2 inches, which is for the dart, okay? And also the same thing on your underbust. Then you want to connect together just like this, and after which you're going to connect to your bust point using your French cuff. Then you want to connect from your bust point into the midpoint of your armhole. Just look at what I am doing right there. Then after which you will come down by 2 inches from your midpoint like that, make a point, and then go up by 2 inches. Go up by 2 inches. This is just so that we do not have a shortage on the armhole. Then you want to make a new armhole cuff. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Then you want to connect that line into the bust point back so that we can remove the dart, okay? And after we are done with that, the next thing is for us to replace those darts we took right there. Just make sure that you replace the dart. Measure what you have on that chest line and replace it back. And then for the waistline, I measured my waist circumference divided by 4 and added the 2 inches for the dart back. I hope you understand. Then you want to connect from the chest line back to the waistline. Then I'll be adding 2 inches for sewing allowance. That's what I'm adding right now. Go ahead and also do the same thing. Now that we are done drafting our princess dart, the next thing is for us to draft out our built-up collar. And to do this, go up by 2 inches. That is why we actually left the 3 inches at first. Go up by 2 inches and mark a line just like that. And on your neckline, mark 2.5 inches. Then go to that line you marked and also mark 2.5 inches. Then you want to connect like that. I hope you understand. And from that to your shoulder slope right there where you mark your shoulder slope, go out by 0.25. Then you want to connect right into that line you marked, the built-up neckline, okay? So that's going to give us our built-up neckline. Then the next thing is for us to mark the depth of our neckline. For me, I'll be making use of 7 inches. So go ahead and also do the same. If you'd like, you can make use of 8 inches. Then you want to connect using your French cuff slantly like that from that neck depth right into your built-up collar just like that. I hope you understand. So we are going to be cutting out that part that I shaded. I almost forgot, we are going to be taking out our side dart, and to do that we are going to mark the difference between our front waistline and our back waistline. For me it is 1 inch. Then I went ahead to just take out that 1 inch as a side. Then I went ahead to cut out the excesses that we won't be needing. So go ahead and also do the same thing. For the back piece, I also marked my starting line at 3 inches. From that starting line, I marked my chest line, my underbust, and also the waistline. You actually do not need the underbust here. And after that, you are going to come to your shoulder line, which is the starting line, and mark your shoulder to shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7.5 for me, just like we did for the front. Mark 3 inches width for the neckline and 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then you want to come to your chest line and also mark what you marked on your shoulder line. Okay, then I want to connect from the neck width into the shoulder slope, and from the shoulder slope into the chest line, just like this. Go ahead and also do the same thing. And after we are done with that, the next thing we are going to do is to mark our armhole. To do this, come to your chest line and impute round bust measurement divided by 4, which is 8.5 for me. Then I'm going to divide what I have right there into 2, and at the midpoint I will make a mark right there. And from that midpoint, there is no need to go in by 0.5 because this is for the back piece. Okay, you want to connect from that midpoint into the chest line, into your measurement on the chest line, just like this. Go ahead and also do the same thing. Then after this, the next thing I'm going to do is I want to actually take my dart, and I love to take my dart 1 inch below the chest line, so I'm going down by 1 inch, and from that point I'm going to mark 4 inches and mark 4 inches on my waistline as well. Then mark a line, and after that I'm going to come to my waistline, mark 0.5 inch on both sides of the dart, then connect it like that. So that is going to give me my dart. Okay, I hope the dart is not too much. Then we want to take our body measurement. I marked my round waist measurement divided by 4, which is 7.5, added my 1 inch dart allowance back, then I added 2 inches for the sewing allowance, and I also did the same thing on my chest line. Here I didn't have my zipper allowance, but I'll be doing that on my fabric. Okay, so for the built up neckline, I went in by 2.5 inch, just like we did for the front piece. Went up by 2 inches, then mark a line just like that, and after which we are going to mark 2.5 on that line just like that. Then connect from that 2.5 to your actual neckline. Okay, then from your slope you want to go out by 0.25 and connect right into the built up neckline just like that. That's for the back. Okay, now after you're done with that, the next thing you want to do is to come down by 1 inch like that. Come down by 1 inch, then connect it using your French curve into the neckline. So that's going to give us our neck for the back. I hope you understand that. Now the next thing we are going to do is to take our zipper board, to remove our zipper board, and to do this I'll be going in by 0.75 right on my waistline. Then I will just mark it slantly like that into the neckline, and then I'll be cutting that part out while I am cutting. For the underbust corset, you want to rule out a starting line just like that. Then I will label this the center front, and after that starting line I'm going to come down by 2 inches and rule out a line just like I'm doing right now. Go ahead and also do the same thing. Okay, and after you're done ruling a line, place your tape rule on that line which is at your underbust measurement and mark your waistline. Okay, then from that waistline come down by 6 inches. Then I will go ahead and extend the dots just like that to make a line. Then I will label it the starting line, the underbust, the waistline, and the length of the corset. Okay, now on the underbust I'm going to impute my round bust measurement divided by 4, which is 8.5, and on the waistline I'm going to put in my waist measurement divided by 4. Then on the length I'm going to put in my hip circumference divided by 4. Then I'm going to connect together just like this. And after you are done connecting like that, come to the starting line, because we are going to make that curve, and mark 4 inches, and from that 4 inches come down by 1 inch and make 1 inch and make a dot. Then connect from that 1 inch right into the apex of your pattern paper, and from there turn your curve rule just like that and connect it. So for me, while looking at the pattern, I was not really so comfortable with it. I just wanted to be a bit sharper, so I redesigned it. You can also make use of your freehand here. You can use freehand, and you can also use your French curve to give your desired curve. Okay, so that's just what I'm trying to do right there. Now after we are done with that, I'm going to come to my hip line and come up by 2 inches, just so that we can have that basque effect. Then I'm going to connect just like that. Then after we are done with that, the next thing we're going to do is to rule out our lines for the back piece. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. I want to extend the starting line, the underbust, the waistline, and the full length of the corset. Then I'm going to demarcate between the front and the back. And from that point where I demarcated, I'm going to start imputing my measurement under the bust and the waistline. Then on the hip line, I'm going to impute my hip circumference divided by 4 as well, which is 9 inches. And I'm also going to connect just like this. Go ahead and also do the same thing. And after you are done with that, the next thing we're going to do is to come up by 2 inches from the hip line, and also come up by 2 inches right there, because this back does not have a basque effect, so we want it to be equal on both sides. Okay, I hope you understand that. Then on that side, I'm going to be removing 1.5 inch like that, and then 1 inch on the underbust. Okay, this is for the lacing, so that corset has to be a bit tight there. So I'm going to be removing that as the lacing. Okay, then the next thing we are going to do is just to come back to the front corset and divide it into 3 segments. So for this, I just divided it using my own preference. You can also decide to do that, or you can make use of measurement. So now the next thing we're going to do is to cut them out, cut it out. Go ahead and label it C1, C2, C3, so that there won't be any form of misplacement. Okay, now I have gone ahead to cut it out using my fabric and the lining. And for the C1, I cut it out on fold, while for the C2 it is not on fold. I cut out 2 pieces for the C2 and also the C3. Okay, then I added allowances, half inch, half inch, half inch, all the way around, aside from the side where I added 1 inch. And for the upper part which we drafted earlier, I went ahead to add half inch or on all sides. Okay, apart from the side, because we already added about 2 inches. And for the zipper allowance, I added 1 inch for the zipper allowance. Okay, for the flare part, you want to fold your fabric into 2 just like that, and then you take a part of it, one side of it, and fold it such that you have a triangular shape. I hope you understand what I'm trying to do, and you can see what I have there. And from that point, you want to come down for your waist radius, and to get your waist radius, divide your waist circumference by 3, and do not forget to add your zipper allowance to it. Divide it by 3, and whatever you get, you mark it all the way around like that. And then I'm just trying to confirm if what I have there is going to be enough for my waist. And from that point, I'm going to go up by 0.5 inch. We are still going to join it to the upper part of this gown, so that is going to serve as our joining allowance. I hope you understand. Then you want to proceed to cut it out. And from that point where we cut, you want to place your tape rule, what you measured as your waistline. I used 16.5 as my waistline, so I'll place my tape rule there, and from that 16.5, I'm going to mark the length of my gown, which is 43 inches. So I'll just place my tape rule right there and still continue marking my 43 inches all the way round. So you want to also go ahead and also do the same thing. Okay, and once you are done marking it out, you want to connect it together and also go ahead and cut it out. Okay, And as you can see, we have cut out everything needed for us to make this gown except from the sleeve. Okay, and this tutorial is getting longer than I actually expected. I don't want it to bore you out. Okay, so in my next tutorial I will be dropping the sewing tutorial, and I can promise you that you're going to definitely love the outcome of this tutorial. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.